Welcome to Bourbon and Branches and No BS, a podcast coming to you from the center of town, beautifully located in the center of town. And hello, Susie Willem, your host, is here too.
Hi.
We're excited about this episode, I have to tell you, because this is going to be one of those episodes where all of the things that you've ever thought about and questions that you've had, we're going to ask those questions and answer those questions for a Q&A episode.
Q&A. I'm excited. I don't know if I'm more excited or less excited about the fact that you have been taking charge of all the questions that have come in. And so this is kind of a blind study. So it should be a lot of fun or really bad, or I don't know. We'll have to see where this goes.
It's an on-the-spot Q&A.
On the spot. Like Johnny on the spot. Susie on the spot.
Oh, I like that.
Okay.
I like that a lot.
Okay.
Before we get into it, though, I do want to mention that obviously if you love the podcast, which I know you do, share it with everyone and make sure to drop us a 5-star rating. That really goes a long ways for those of you, especially on iTunes, but share it with someone that you know. And if you hear an episode that you like, make sure to share that particular episode. And then you also have them available on the website too.
I do. And make sure that they send the questions to me next time so it's not so Susie on the spot. That would be a lot more fun. But you can always reach us either through the website, which is www.thecenteroftown, that's center with an S.com, or via email, which is Susie, S-U-Z-Y, @thecenteroftown. I love emails. Emails make me happy.
Yeah. They are nice. I mean, because then, you know, it's like you have them, you can go back to them and reference them, and it's nice.
It's just a personal little moment of, hey,
I'm here.
Hi.
I'm listening. I always tell people, even if you don't have a question, email and say, hey, you're loving the show.
Absolutely. Those are the ones that make me happiest. All the question ones, of course, have gone to you.
Well,
I'm going to kind of harp on that a little.
It's in the hat. I have them all mixed up in a hat. You know, we'll sort of just pick one out and see how it goes.
Okay.
All right. So let's get underway. So one of the questions that came in, obviously, actually a lot of the questions that came in.
You're picking it out of the hat?
I'm picking it out of the hat. I just had to pick one of these because we have so many questions of people regarding CBD. That is a big topic. That is something you hear about a lot. People come in for it a lot. It is a big deal. And one of the most common questions we have that we did kind of go in depth in the CBD episode, but one of the most common questions that we get is, how do I know which one? How do I know how much?
And that's a tough question, especially as we move through 2019. We're starting to see more and more people that are carrying CBD products. I happen to notice that the local convenience store was carrying it the other day. And it's scary, especially if you're looking for it for a health condition. So my best advice to anybody is make sure that what you're getting is from European-grown hemp stalk oil that is actual hemp stalk oil, not hemp seed. Hemp seeds really don't have any CBD in them, but it looks really fancy in most packaging. You're always going to be looking for a CO2 extract, sub or supercritical, to make sure that you're getting all of the constituents from the CBD that you want. You want something that's grown that is non-GMO, organic if possible. Of course, the European standards on organic growing are a little different than what we have in the United States, and there are a lot of things that are grown there that are organic. They're just not quote unquote certified organic. So that's something to always watch for as well. And buy from somebody who's reputable, a company, not only a person, but a company that's reputable. I personally am not a fan of companies that are direct sales or multi-level marketing for a number of different reasons. If that's something that you're interested in, then I think that you really, really need to do some in-depth research on the product that they're selling you. That's my personal opinion, certainly. And that and $5 will get you a cup of coffee. So.
Right. But it's true, though. I mean, a lot of people, as they should be, or a lot of us, I mean, myself included, are concerned about what we're putting in our body, what we're putting on our body. And so to know the backstory of the product that you're going to be using is a great idea.
Absolutely. Getting something that's come from a United States grown hemp is not the same thing. It's just not. There's no way to spin it to make it seem like it is. It's just not. In the future, it will be something that we have to look at, but we're talking 4 to 5 growing cycles down the road. It's just not something that I think people should lean toward at this time. I'm sorry. I mean, you know me. I am. If nothing else, I am relentlessly patriotic. I am all about things that come out of this country.
Sure.
This just doesn't happen to be one of those things.
Right. And that says a lot about your standard, where you place.
you.
Yeah, it does. It really, it says a lot. And on top of all of that, I feel like one of the biggest questions that you encounter and that I've seen you answer and heard you answer with people that walk in the door, people are looking at a variety of natural products and organic products and things that don't have junk and chemicals and things like that. One of the questions that we got, a very interesting question regarding how do you go about picking some of these products that you put in the store? There are a lot of natural products out there.
Me personally?
Yeah.
Somebody asked that. Wow, that's...
Because you don't have every one of those available in the store.
It's true. Every product that comes into our store or products that I recommend, and there are some things that I recommend that I don't carry here just because I don't have a refrigerator that's available to the public. Some things have to maintain refrigeration, and that would damage the product. So I would rather send them somewhere that does have them. Every product that comes into my store before it ever comes in here, I have probably 20 to 30, 50 hours of research into the product, into the company, who they are, who owns them, how long they've been in business, where they're sourcing all of their materials from. Never underestimate my ability to find things out. Once I decide that a product is something that may actually work well in here, that it fits a niche that we're having, then I will order one for myself. I will use it. If I don't have any adverse effects to it, then it goes to the massage therapist that we have who works here. She will try it out, or it will go to a local veterinarian that I work with, and she will try it out, and she will try it out on her animals. Then and only then will it come in on a trial basis.
That's, again, a great way to do it. Shows where your bar is of expectation. And if there's something that you do recommend, you'll point someone else in the direction of how to get, you'll point the person in the direction of how to get it if you don't have it here in the store.
I always do. And the other thing that I should mention is we don't carry a single product in our store that rates above a 2 on the Environmental Working Group site. So that includes soap, shampoo, body lotion, hair creams, personal lubricants, you name it. Everything has to be a 2 or below.
Explain the rating scale there just a little bit.
It's a matter of safety. They rate not only the product overall, but they break down the individual ingredients that are used in it. So if a product says that it's 100% natural, for instance, there's a company that I love. I absolutely love them. I carry a couple of their products. I will never carry their entire line because for space sake on their label, I happen to know that this one particular product only uses rose water as a fragrance. However, on their label it says fragrance. Because it says fragrance, that changes their rating on the Environmental Working Group site because it doesn't delineate what the actual fragrance item is. Doesn't say where it comes from, what it comes from, is it natural, is it man-made, and so I won't carry that product in here. The only products that I actually carry from that company are unscented products.
Q&A episode going on around here, and we like it. It's a lot of fun. Sort of like a quick fire lightning round sort of thing. I like this. One question that came in regarding massage therapy services that you have. So you have massage therapy services available
Correct.
Here. What's the difference between some of the massages that are offered and like a holistic massage, energy type healing, all kinds of different types, and knowing which kind, you could probably help people in that.
That's a really
decision.
Good question. And it depends on where you're going. Most places that you would go, including here, I personally do not do Swedish massage, which would be the general relaxation massage. I actually have a massage therapist who comes in a couple days a week, and the clients that she sees are Swedish massage for the most part clients. To me, it just is not, it's not something that stimulates me. But a Swedish massage would be a relaxing massage. That would be your typical spa massage. Then you would have lymphatic drainage massage. Is a very, very light massage. Most people won't enjoy it unless you really, really need lymphatic drainage work done. It's done with a very light touch. The weight of a nickel is how we say it. And it's very, very slow. It's typically done on 1 or 2 areas, the legs, knees, ankles in particular, for people that tend to get edema. It helps to move that fluid really, really effectively. But it's definitely not...
It's not a workout the knots kind of massage.
No.
Yeah.
And then you have what I do, which is deep pressure, deep tissue. So for me, an hour-long appointment, if I can't get my hand 2 joints underneath your scapula by the time we're done, then I don't feel like I've done my job.
Right.
So in an hour, I might be able to do a neck, one shoulder thoroughly, maybe both shoulders if we're moving along pretty good and one of them is not so bad. But a deep tissue massage is definitely not something that's relaxing. It's fairly uncomfortable, but you walk away feeling amazing because we work out trigger points, we work out adhesions, we work out one of my favorite things in the world, which is crepitus. If you don't know what it is a real word.
Is that related to crepes at all? No.
It's not.
I was just trying to put it together.
It should be, but crepitus is that wonderful sort of Rice Krispie feeling that you get underneath the skin, and we break all that up, and it's just glorious.
That's interesting and scares me a little, but
it's wonderful.
Right.
And then hot stone massage kind of goes along the lines of Swedish. I know there's some bamboo massages where they're using warmed bamboo rods now. No, we don't get to hit people with them, which is one of the reasons I don't do it here. I was really excited until I found out I couldn't hit people. But it's along the same lines of using the hot stones to do a Swedish type massage. It's very relaxing. It's very soothing. It's using heat. I use hot stones here, but the ones that I use are actually Himalayan salt because it helps to drive heat into an area and reduce inflammation much more quickly. So that's something that we do. We also offer services like cupping, which has become really, really popular.
It has.
Over the last couple of years. It's something we've done almost since we opened here. And at first people thought it was just creepy and weird, but it makes such a huge difference to people who have tight joints or who have adhesions. It's a lot of fun, and you get to have these really cool Frankenstein-looking cups all over you, and then there may be bruising. I don't. That could be a thing.
A little bit. I remember when it started to become a trendy thing, and we were seeing swimmers in the Olympics
with the big purples,
with the big, with the big marks, and people were like, "What is that? What is happening?" And that's when I think people started saying, "Oh, this is something really good for you." And I saw the wave kind of coming about with that, and now it's really become a part of, kind of a relief practice with people searching for massage or muscle relief or that sort of thing.
And from a massage therapist standpoint, our ideology is work smarter, not harder. So this is a great way to work smarter. We don't have to work as hard. I can use cups, and I use them in a flowing motion, but I also use them stagnant. And if I'm using them to warm an area, it just brings blood and oxygen to the area much more quickly so that it works much more effectively. So I don't have to work so hard to work out an area to warm it up to get it to where I can get some mobility in the tissue. So it helps my work go a lot faster. It helps my work be a lot more effective to the person who's receiving it.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Q&A episode going on around here, and we like it. And this is a lot of fun. So this question might be one of my favorite questions because it's probably my favorite episode that we've done so far.
Oh, Lord.
Can you guess which episode I might be talking about? It's a recent one.
It would either be, because you were enthralled with the tuning fork episode you loved.
That was a good one.
But I think your all-time favorite was the Poop Fest episode. You liked that one. How many times can we say pooping? Poop. As many times as we want.
It's true. Wow. Yeah, that was a really good episode on so many levels about so many things, but obviously under the umbrella of gut health and the importance of that. Oh, that was the formal name of the entire thing. It was also called Poop Fest 2019, but
it was, in fact.
Regardless, it was like a ... It was an otherwise known as. But here's one of the questions we had come in about that on the subject of pooping.
On the subject of pooping.
What are your top 3 recommendations regarding gut health?
Oh my gracious. Physical, mental, or spiritual, or one of each?
Oh, let's do one of each. I like that.
Physical. Make sure you're drinking enough water. It's one of the best things that you can do for your body to keep your body hydrated so that things don't get hard and dry. We don't like hard and dry in any aspect. Mental. Take some time every day, whether you do a brain dump, kind of like pooping, but for your brain. It's like brain pooping. Do some brain pooping.
brilliant.
Get some things out of your head. Write them
Wow.
down, get them out. Take some time for yourself. Do a craft, a hobby. Take a walk in nature. Every day, even 5 minutes to just take yourself out of a level of stress will make a huge difference in your gut health. Stress just feeds that sugar, because listen to the episode, but there you go. Spiritual. Whatever your faith, whatever your spirituality, whatever your ideology of a higher power, whether it's yourself, whether it's whatever it is, take a few minutes every day just to say thank you, to be grateful for what's happening. Even in yourself, just be grateful to yourself for existing through another day. Things like this that help to remove our stress level, they take us out of that fight or flight. When you're in fight or flight all the time, the adrenals can't work. When the adrenals can't work, nothing works.
Yeah.
And you just cause that overgrowth of bad bacteria in the gut. It leads us to eating sugar. It leads us to having too much caffeine, too many stimulants, which then just turn the gut into that really gross, swampy area that we don't want.
Vicious cycle.
It is.
Vicious cycle. And, you talking about the gratitude and the spiritual piece and that sort of thing. I find that if I'm in a spiral, because our brain does do the spiral. Our mind goes goes in that direction. But the gratitude stuff will get you right out of that in a minute. You start listing off 5, 6, 7 things you're thankful for, grateful for. It'll pull you out of that tunnel.
It does. And it's really a simple thing. People are like, well, I'm grateful of course I'm grateful for things. I'm like, well, you don't sound like you're grateful for
Right.
it. So tell me one thing that you did today that you're grateful for. And they're like, well, I don't know. I got stuck in traffic on my way home from work. And I'm like, oh, so you're grateful you have a job.
There you go.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Because so many people don't. And you are so lucky to, A, have a job,
Yeah.
B, have a car, C, have a home and a family to go home to. We're there. Move on. What's next? And sometimes you do need to just kind of shock people out of that that moment of, oh no, what am I going to do next?
Right.
Well, what are you going to do now?
Ooh, I like that.
It's not about what you're going to do next. It's about what you're going to do now.
I like that. By the way, if you stop by the shop and talk to Susie, she will give you free gratitude ideas.
Always.
I mean, those are free right there.
Gratitude ideas are free.
Free of
I'm
charge.
grateful, as you know, every minute of every day. Lately, even more so.
Yeah, absolutely. It goes a long ways. All right, so speaking in the spiritual realm / energy realm, I want to talk a little bit about that because we had a really good question actually about the Reiki service. Okay. So I'm not local. How do I find a reputable Reiki practitioner in my area?
That's a really, really great question. Probably the best thing that I would suggest, first of all, is stay off the internet. That's my advice. Number one would be stop by your local hospital, see if they have an integrative medicine program there. So many hospitals are expanding into this realm. If not, and you can't find a hospital near you or you can't find an integrative medicine program near you, reach out to Johns Hopkins Hospital. They were one of the first in the country to actually have an integrative medicine program, and they may be able to, I know they had hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people that wanted to apply all over. They may be able to point you in the right direction of someone near you.
Yeah.
Beyond that, I would look toward a yoga center. I would look toward a natural wellness center that's near you, somebody that you trust. Look to your massage therapist, whoever your massage therapist is, because many times in massage therapy school, either they're learning Reiki or they're learning about Reiki. And typically they will have someone come in and speak to them about it. So that's a great way. The other thing is trust your gut. If you make an appointment with somebody and you meet them and you just don't have a good feeling, thank them and just, find somebody else.
Move on, yeah.
You will find the right person for you. You really will. I know people, I don't know, all over the United States. I guess they can always email me, and if I don't know one, I can try to help them find one for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Speaking of Reiki, something that I know you've probably heard about that I'm very excited about too. I'm hearing a lot of functional medical doctors who are saying, "Hey, we
have
can
proof that this
make
works."
this." Yes, and they're saying we can make this a part of the regime here. We can make this a part of your care, your healthcare plan. We should probably get you in with a Reiki practitioner. This is something very exciting opening in this direction.
It's really wonderful because it allows for a lot of different opportunities. One, it brings it more into, and I really hate to use this term, but it brings it more mainstream.
Yeah.
It brings it more to the forefront, easier for people to find out about, learn about, experience. But these functional medicine doctors and some of these other chiropractors, osteopaths, some of these other, not that they're not functional medicine, but they're seen differently than functional medicine. They're bringing these practitioners into their office, which means many times that insurance can cover it.
Ooh, yeah.
So this can sometimes help people as well. It brings the information to the community, but it also is a way for them to try it out affordably.
Yeah. And that's a big deal.
And look for Reiki shares in your community. For years
I've
and
seen
years,
that, yeah.
I hosted one here in Fredericksburg for many, many years until I moved away. And it was wonderful. And each month we would have different practitioners come in and just the community could come by. And it was 15 minutes. And they got 15 minutes of healing from 1 or 10 people, however many were there. It really didn't matter. And they could try it out that way. So you could meet different practitioners. You could talk to them in a very relaxed setting. And that's a nice way to do it, too. So look for Meetup, I think, does sometimes offer things like that. You may check Meetup. Just don't, go looking for it on Google because
just double check where you're going and what you're doing.
Just
safety
first.
Yes,
Safety first.
there you go. Safety first.
Safety first.
All right. So as we're getting ready to close off this episode, and as we do every episode, towards the end of the episode, we talk about bourbon because that's what you're going to get on this. You're going to get bourbon. You're going to get no BS. I mean, that's why we came up with the names.
And natural
Seriously.
wellness. You saw it on
You're
the door.
going to get all of it.
You
So here's what I love. We had a question that leads right into it's time for us to have a drink. How, and this is going to actually lead us into another episode, which we're excited about because we're going to be talking in a whole episode about bourbon. But here's the question. How did your love of bourbon begin? Now, don't give it all away because that's coming up on another show. Teaser.
Wow. How did my love of bourbon begin? Teaser. Oh, that's easy. I'm a good Southern girl.
There we go.
I'm a good Southern girl.
That's
Don't
how it
we
all started.
love bourbon?
That is how it all started.
We were raised on bourbon. It's just part of your life, isn't it?
Well, I mean, there were times when you were getting a cold or getting this and somebody gave you a shot of something.
Always.
Yeah.
I mean, since I was very small, it's just always been, it was medicine in our house.
Right.
So
It's
to me,
still medicine.
It's still medicine in my house. I don't know about y'all's.
I'm
but
just saying, it is still medicine in all kinds of ways.
that.
All right, it is time for us to have a drink.
Okay, so today, because you kind of gave me a vague idea of what we were talking about, but I knew somehow I was talking about me. You kind of alluded to the fact
Somehow I was going to come back around to you.
Well, you alluded to the fact that it was sort of about me.
A little bit, yeah.
So I started thinking about a bourbon that I wanted to bring in that one of the things we don't really do is talk about me. We talk about me in a professional standpoint.
Yes.
We never talk about me personally. So the bourbon that I picked today is something that is near and dear to me, and it's important to me as Susie, not as a health practitioner, not as anything, I guess, professional, except somebody who loves bourbon and happens to be, as I mentioned before, relentlessly patriotic.
Yeah.
So the bourbon that we are actually having today comes from Heritage Distilling. And this is, I'm showing you now,
Ooh.
this is the 2017 First Special Forces Group bourbon. This is absolutely phenomenal. One of the things I like best about this bourbon is it's affordable. It's right around $50. Now, for those of you who are already looking it up on the internet and having a fit, give me 3 seconds to finish my sentence.
Just hold on.
There is a $25 surcharge per bottle because this is a non-taxable surcharge. And of that $25, it is equally divided amongst Gold Star families, Special Forces Association Scholarship, and the Special Forces Association Unit number 16. So they actually add money to it to donate. So to me, I would buy this all day long.
Oh, that's great.
I think it's a wonderful bourbon. It's really, really quite enjoyable. I know that you don't always enjoy some of the heavier ones that we're doing.
Yeah.
It's got a really great sort of caramel taste to it. What I really like about it is kind of in the middle, there's this really neat sort of chocolate, like a chocolate kiss. There's like a kiss in every jar.
A kiss in every jar. Hashtag put that kiss on your lips.
And I say to our special forces, to our officers, to everyone who takes any time out of their life to take care of us, this one's for you.
Absolutely. Cheers.
Cheers.
For that.